Well, friends, it was time. I decided most of the rest of the yard is going real good. The one area that's been a 5 or 7 or 10 year problem for me has to be changed. It's time. And so we begin the transformation of the building site. G'day folks, Andy here from McDowell Manor. Along the front there, that's just stacked there. I'm hoping to get a mulcher, a couple of blokes with a big mulcher truck out. That stuff is just too thick for my little tiny mulcher, but all the leaves and stuff, you can see they all got mulched up straight into the garden. First thing we did was take the front hedges out, hence the mulcher guy coming back. I want those stumps removed as well. I could do it. I'm not going to kill myself. If I need a mulcher guy, he may as well stump grind those little stumps out too. So that will then free up this entire front of this bed. Now I think the plan is we'll just run something pretty like tibucinas along the front there, little low ones, just to give us a nice flowering edge. And behind that we're going to run something like passion fruits on a trellis where those stumps are, and you can see over time that's more to be ground. Over time I've got the pigeon peas come up with the vetiver grass, so that solves the main water issue, which I'll show you from above. Gutter between my property and the neighbour next door, and it empties out down here, which we'll go around the other side and have a look at. And I've carved it into a creek. Long-term viewers will know on that corner there where it swings, I dug a big pit and filled it with rock. The idea is it should catch a lot of the water. Then it continues down here, and I did the same down the bottom where you can see that little green tap. That's a big pit. Now the reason I put the vetiver grass in is that actually stops the water just running straight over and out the yard, taking half the mulch with it. It doesn't do that anymore. Now the pigeon peas grew wild. When I cut the hedge down, I accidentally dropped one on my big existing pigeon pea, which killed it. But these little new guys have all come up. I've only left the ones that are around the edge of the swale, so the water will be kept now. Down here, came out of here, that's those stumps. I figured if I got the stump grinder guy coming, I may as well get rid of all that crap. So it was all wild and woolly. I didn't even know we had palms in our yard, but there was clearly palms in my yard. So this now is potentially a huge space. A huge, very usable, actually gets sun space. And I've got access to water nearby, which is great. So I'll get in to take those stumps out. Now the big issue, not sure if you'll be able to tell on video, but this soil is crap. That's why we called it the building site. This whole end was where I reckon they threw all the stuff when they renovated the house, and then buried it with just any cheap fill they could get their hands on. But the plan is I've got a lot of big 100-litre grow bags. Thanks to Doug for that. He put me onto them. God bless you, Doug. So I'm going to run a whole lot of them along here, which means I'll be growing in good soil instead of rubbish. And that should turn all that into a useful space. It'll also get a bit of privacy back between the neighbour and me, which he'll no doubt be very happy about, the poor bugger. So yeah, that's the plan. This afternoon, the last of the foundations, when the professionals come, will be done. like I say, I'm hoping to get to use all that. I'll just get them to grind it and spit it straight out on as mulch on the footpath, and I'll deliver it in my yard myself. A real unexpected bonus to getting that. Oh, that's got to be, I don't know, 10 metres, 20 metres of space. And the grow bag solution will really take away a significant problem, because nothing much, even after all the composting and everything I've done, the bananas are struggling. They've been there for 2 years. They should be doing much better. The mulberry's struggling. Admittedly, we're going into winter, so it's pretty much deciduous, so you'd expect it to die back at this time of year, but it's clearly not doing any good. I might actually dig it out and put it in a grow bag and give it a chance. Highly excited. This will be at least, well, slightly more than a third of my yard I'll get back. And that's, for me, on my little 400 or 600 square metre block, that's a real bonanza to get that sort of space back. And I reckon I'll actually get it looking pretty for the first time in 10 years. Well, that's a bit bigger than I expected. Wow. I made short work of that. The good news is I might even be able to use some of the holes. They did offer to fill it in, but I said, God no, leave them the way they are. The other thing that's good is you can see where I've been mulching and stuff, it's significantly improved that soil. This end's a lot better than I thought it would be. So that's good. Now the bad news is they couldn't get their big machine stump grinder up there. For obvious reasons. Once you see it, you realise why. So I've still got 3 I'm going to have to do by hand, but that's okay. It's a lot easier job than trying to do all 9. So there you go, folks. Step 1, we're looking good. Well, I lost me free mulch, but given how quickly they got that stuff out, I'm really happy with that. They cleaned up really nicely. Doesn't look like a bomb's hit it, so that's a job well done. You know, I think she's ready, well and truly, to begin the next steps in the transformation of the building site. Anyway, if you like these kind of self-sufficiency, urban farming, city farming videos, feel free to hit the subscribe button, folks. There's always some crazy antic happening here on the manor. Alright, have a good one, eh? Hooroo!